because I've been fasting.
Yeah, and then your body's holding on because it's thinking it's starving.
So
You know, I'm convinced that you have to eat to lose weight.
yeah, but even if I'm eating.
It's that
when I was
thyroid
eating,
where, okay.
It's the thyroid.
Yeah.
So it's not working. My metabolism, my thyroid is not moving. It's not. It's at a standstill.
Right.
So anyway, proceed.
So,
you were discussing.
Yeah, you were saying that your mama always told you to.
Okay.
Okay, wait.
My mother,
Time to join us, please.
2:30? What time?
128.
Let me ask her what time is work, because she has a habit of going and rushing meeting.
I can just take her out.
No, but I need to go back out.
Oh, you're gonna go out when you go?
Yeah.
Mom, you stand in front of the camera.
Oh, I'm sorry.
Oh, goodness. I can really lament with such praise to my mother that she taught me to tithe, to
I feel like I won't be able to hear you.
okay.
She taught you to tithe.
She taught me to tithe, to save, and pay yourself.
Tithe, save, and pay yourself.
Uh-huh.
In that order.
That's right.
But can we switch it? What if we put savings last and then pay yourself second?
Okay, that's
Okay,
fine.
okay.
As long as you're doing
Save
those
something,
things,
right.
okay? And once you save, you take that savings and invest it.
Okay.
Invest it in stock,
Okay.
invest it in CDs at the time, or find a bank that's giving you interest.
Okay.
Don't put all of your money in one place.
Right.
Never depend on a man to take care of you.
Ooh.
Always have your own.
Right.
And don't let your right hand know what the left hand is doing at all times.
What does that even mean?
That means that there are some things that you put way back in the corner or in a jewelry box,
Okay.
or behind
Or in the medicine jar.
in the medicine cabinet of the jar, that nobody knows about it but you. Because rainy days and hard times will come. And while you have savings, you still got this little extra cushion.
Right.
So you're always trying to pad your life.
Right.
So it's easier
Security.
for you. Yeah.
Security.
And then, like I told you earlier, that if you're the smartest one in the group, you're in the wrong group. Because you need to be around people who can stimulate you.
Right.
And cause you, and who can teach you.
Right.
And then you want to take that and share it with someone else, because knowledge is no good unless you can share it.
Right.
And education covers a lot of ground, but it won't work unless you work. Now you can read books, you can be the academician that you want to be, but if you don't take it and apply it to your life or somebody else's life, it serves no purpose.
That's it.
And let me preface this. She may not have taught me about relationship, how I need to think of myself first, but she taught me that I'm the kind of woman that a man will pray for.
Give thanks.
Because I'm an endangered species. Not many women, and specifically your generation, will do the things that your mother and I have done.
Give me examples.
We get up, we make sure that the house is in order, clean. Breakfast is cooked. Dinner is somewhat prepared because we go out and work still.
Right.
We come home, we want to make sure that the dinner's on the table, and we're washing a load of clothes while we're doing that.
Right.
We're doing homework. We are always thinking, I have to go to this meeting, PTA meeting, or I have to take my daughter to dancing or my son to football practice. It's always something going on. You're juggling, you know. And then at the end of the night, somewhere 11 or 12 o'clock, you sit down and you go, oh, did I eat today?
Oh.
What did I do for myself? So I would tell any young woman, I believe in considering other people. But if your cup is empty, you can't feed anyone. No one can drink from it, you know? And life is so transitional that whatever you need to do it now.
Yeah.
Because tomorrow is not promised.
Yeah.
And that's why in years past that I've traveled, I've gone, and I've done, as a little girl, I used to sit with the Ebony magazine, which was the large one at the time, and then the Jet. I said, I want to be a first lady. That's what I want to be. But I wanted to marry. I never wanted to go to college. But my mother and father said, you going to college or else.
Right.
So I'm a PK's kid.
Okay.
A preacher's kid and a teacher's kid. So I had to act and do things a certain way because there was a standard.
There was a reputation.
Yeah, and there was a standard set for me. And number two, I grew up in the Jim Crow era.
Okay.
That I was the hope for my people. So there were not only did I have to do for my people, I had to do for my parents. So there's certain things that I just didn't do.
Right.
But when I went to college, I must have went buck wild my freshman year. I go, oh, I don't have to go to this, I can go to that.
Right.
And yet, I knew to associate with the dean's niece, with the president's daughter, and there was I, the minister's daughter, because my father went to the seminary there. So which means that if they get put out of school, I knew I was a goner. But we didn't do anything at that time but climb out the windows and go to dance. And at that time, I was trying to drink Coke 45s, which they were in little cans like this, because I knew nothing about drinking. I was 15 years old, my freshman year in college, turning 16 that summer, and I mixed the Coke 45 with grape juice. They said, where's Covington? Up there asleep. I have never been a drinker, but in cards, I learned to play a little bit in college, but I still don't really, I'm not a card player.
Yeah.
So I grew up and I learned some of the knocks in life, but I always wanted more than what I saw.
For sure.
And I wanted to go in the military, but I said, no, you're going to college. So that summer I said, well, look, I'm going to New York. Thought I'd met a little boyfriend. I always liked mature men.
Right.
Because they could buy me
right.
what I wanted, even though I had my own stash.
Right.
You know?
Right.
So, and this young man, he was teaching, and I'm in high school. He just graduated college. Fine. Ooh. So, but he gonna try to boss me. I go, this can't happen. So, he gonna grab me. I took an iron, that your iron was, and hit him in his rib.
Ooh.
I knew I needed to come back home and go to college then.
It's time to move back home.
I dislocated his cartilage.
And that was a ring. That's confirmation. That's confirmation.
Okay.
Okay, yeah. That's confirmation for what you said. It came right on time, didn't it?
Oh, okay. That's it.
As soon as you said that?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. So I was trying to live my life too fast at that time. And then when I went back to college, they asked all freshman women. And the other thing is that you take a pelvic examination before going to college because you do not go to college pregnant.
Oh.
Every young girl had to take a pelvic examination. So, okay, I passed my pelvic.
Wow.
Okay. So
they examine your
pelvis. Your vaginal. Yeah.
They go.
Yes, go
What?
in. Yeah, make sure you're not pregnant. Make sure the hymen is still there.
This was when you were how old? 18?
I'm 15. No, I went to college at 15.
15.
I graduated high school at 15.
So this would have been what year?
That was the year I graduated from high school, 1964.
So in 1964, they had doctors going into
They had, yes, they did. At the
teenagers.
college. Yes, yes. Here in the United States of America.
That's
Black
wild.
Methodist College. Have you ever heard of that there? Black Methodist College, yeah.
I never heard of them before. I didn't know that.
So you didn't go to school pregnant, that's for sure.
Yeah.
Okay.
Because I went to school pregnant.
Okay, well, your generation could.
Yeah, I started
Okay.
pregnant.
Okay. Well, very good.
Because I was like, I'm going.
Okay, well,
One thing I'm going to get is this education.
Okay, well, and that's
I ain't
wonderful.
going to let this baby
Okay. There you go.
path.
So, but I would take the magazine. I'm going this place, I'm doing this. And everything that I said during that time,
Mm-hmm.
I have accomplished
Good
and done.
thing.
Yeah, I remember my freshman year, I wanted to be in Miss Africa's court. So your plan of action, you got to meet an African.
Okay.
So I met Joe Svat,
Okay.
who is now a medical doctor,
Mm-hmm.
and he liked me, so I said this and said that. Well, he was in love, but I wasn't. But I ruled Miss Africa's court that year.
Mm-hmm.
So he was so in love that he came to my hometown, and I knew nothing about cooking, nothing whatsoever. But I made some pancakes, and they were brown on one side and brown, but they were raw on the inside. And my mother told him, Joseph, those are not done. He goes, Mama, it's okay. I just love Faye the way she cooks. So he was gonna eat the dough. So whatever. So he was nice, and my grade average stayed very high as long as I was dating him, because he was a straight A student. He was the president of the Panhellenic. So I said, okay, Joseph, this is not going to work.
Mm-hmm.
I was playing intramural basketball then,
Mm-hmm.
and that's when my husband that I married, my first husband, came. He go, I'm ready for you to be my woman now. My roommate was from New York City. She cussed like Mom's Mabley.
Oh.
I had one from the country, and she just as backwards as the front door from the back door. And here I was in between.
Preacher kid.
Yeah. So I was learning to cuss. My vocabulary was very colorful.
Right.
And I put colorful words with it. We ain't never heard nobody cuss like
Oh
you.
no! You made up a new vernacular.
Yeah, I did.
Right.
I mean, it was just, we ain't never had nobody cuss like that.
That don't go together.
They didn't. Okay.
Yeah.
But they knew not to bother me.
Mm-hmm.
Because I had this lady who had an alternative lifestyle to come after me in the shower.
Mm-hmm.
Boy, we had it. I never fought, but I learned to fight then, okay? Don't you ever put your hand, I go one way. Ding-a-ling-a-dong. I go one way. That's the only way, you know?
But that's what you like.
If that's what you like, that's yours.
Yeah.
But this is mine, you know?
Period.
So don't be stepping up on me.
You can't force yourself on nobody. Even if I did like the dang-a-ling and you had one, I still might not like yours or you. So you still need to ask me.
That's it. There we go. But my education was so enriched through college because of the diversity of people that were there. You know, I was online pledging.
Yeah.
AKA. Well, by that time, I'm dating the president, the captain.
Quick.
The captain of the football team. He saw me gonna ready for you to be my woman, so that's when I cussed him out. And then I ran to see who he was. Oh, he's the captain of the football team. Nice black curly hair, way down there, pretty white teeth, and he was built. That's my kind. And I told Joe's fat, it's over. But I left out another fact. I was engaged when I went to college. And he didn't know
At 15?
At 15. He didn't know whether I was a girl or boy. I was collecting rings, honey, whatever. I don't know. I didn't want to go to college. I wanted to have a family.
At 15?
I wanted to travel. Yes, I was very mature at 15, okay?
You was engaged?
I was engaged.
Did the preachers know?
My daddy wasn't at home at that time.
Are you saying he wasn't home at the time of your engagement?
My daddy wasn't. My daddy left to go to church one Sunday with my mother's brand new Pontiac, and we were waiting. She was cooking dinner, and we were waiting for him to come back. And that night we got concerned, and the next day we said, well, maybe something happened. And we were waiting and waiting and waiting and kept waiting. My father left my mother and I, but my mother was a educator. She owned 199 acres with 3 houses on it.
Wow.
That he had borrowed us something. I don't remember what it was. But he left us. I used to hear my mother crying. at night. She was trying to hide it from me. And that's why when I my freshman year, she came up to me, she goes, I have sacrificed a lot so that you can have the education, your own scholarship. Don't mess it up.
For sure.
We're going to be okay.
Right.
And to that day in 1964, to the day my mother died in 1991, I never saw my mother with a man. Never heard her talk about one. I was her total focus. So, yeah, I was engaged. And
can I just say, that's very different from our generation. Because the way we got started is by asking the question, what makes your generation and my generation different?
Okay.
And even, I know you saw that video that's been buzzing around about McDonald's. The girl who's recording the young man and says, I'm going to expose you. Because every time you come over here, you only bring for one child. Did you see that video?
Yes, I saw that. Yeah.
Did you see that video?
But he goes, that's not my child.
Right.
So the mothers are not here.
Tell her about the video.
Well, actually, it's almost like a blended family. Like, okay, if Tina were at home with Rochelle, I would be bringing only for Tina. And that's what this man does. She goes, well, why would you bring food for just your child?
This is the mama. And the daddy come in to bring McDonald's, but he only brings McDonald's for one of 4 children. She has 4. This is the mama. She got 4 babies. And the last baby is his baby. But the other 3 are not his children. So he brings for the last one. He does not bring for the other 3 children. So that is what...
That's cruel.
Well, the thing is that most people agreed with
that
his actions because
that's his child.
That's his child, and he's responsible for his child. He's not responsible for.
But he's living in the house with
no,
them.
he's not
living.
He
came to visit, but you see, it's a heart issue.
So that's why when you said blended family, that's why I said let me add on to the explanation because it's not a blended family. It's not like me and Richard and we raised 4 kids together.
That's right.
Right. They're not together anymore. Okay, but he's still coming over there and dipping in the cookie pot, which is what makes her stupid. Okay, because why would you be giving your body? Why would you be giving your vagina to a man after you've already had 4? Still giving your body to this man, and this man is not even considerate enough to give a F about your 3 babies. You got 4 babies, and he don't care about none of them but one. I could.
That's on her.
And that's what I'm saying. That's what I'm saying. With our generation,
she wants the man more. She wants the sex more.
She wants the sex more, and she's more valuing the sex than she is her own children.
But then your generation believes that he did the right thing to buy only for his.
You know, I've been looking at everybody's comments.
Okay.
And I've been trying to see both sides.
Okay.
But for me, I believe that she was wrong. I want to start with her. Okay. Because shame on you, because you a mother and you can't feed your children. That's not that. First of all, that's your responsibility first. Right. Before you tell somebody you supposed to. No, what are you supposed to do? Because if you cannot take care of your children, give them to their fathers. Let their fathers take care of them. If you're unable to provide for them. So that was the first. That was the first reaction that I had to it. But when it comes to him, I don't think he's a good person.
Because it's a character issue.
It's character. So now I don't like you as a person.
So I don't buy for just my child.
Exactly.
And I know there are other children there. So it's a character issue.
That's someone that I don't even want to be in relationship with. You can't be a friend to me if that's how you think, if that's how you function. Now, is it your responsibility? No. It is not.
That's right.
However, if I come in the house and there's dishes in the sink, I will wash everyone's dishes versus washing my own.
That's right.
And then putting it on the other side. If even Katora, I went to Chick-fil-A. I just got fries, but I knew I had to pick Katora up, so I got her some fries as well. And if I had to buy 4 mini fries at a Happy Meal, which is 99 cents or $2.99, or buy a $5 Little Caesars pizza, I'm not going with my 2 arms swinging. Okay, that's I'm gonna bring for all.
I think with your generation, character, integrity, and
morals.
That's the word. Those 3 things are missing. Now, I had Rachel to my bonus daughter to say to me that baby boomers did not raise their kids. They just grew up. Well, she saw this video. This woman was saying that baby boomers.
Are you all a baby boomer?
I'm a baby boomer. Yeah,
okay.
Yes.
So then she's saying y'all didn't raise y'all kids.
That's what this video, this TikTok was saying.
Right.
She asked me what was my thoughts.
I don't know if I didn't raise my two.
I said, well.
Who raised them?
Well, here's what I said to her. I said, well, you know, when my children were in elementary school, I taught at the school where they attended. So I was vested in their education.
Yeah.
After work, I would be with my kids at the table doing homework. My kids were in sports. I'm the one running up and down that's my baby.
Right.
When they were in high school, college, I was still there, vested in my children. We had family night, and I shared all of that. I said, but I raised my children. I tried to teach them character, integrity, and how important it is to have morals. There's certain things that you just don't do. And with that, you learn to respect your elders. So she wrote me back and she goes, Mom, you are right, because you gave that to me. You gave me a viable family life when you came into my life. I said, now, there may be some baby boomers that didn't raise their kids, but I'm not one of them.
Right.
So that was my answer to her.
Right.
And that may be the case, and let me tell you why. Because we were the hope for our people. We were busy trying to accomplish. Schools were open up to us, opportunity to affirmative action. They were more focused on their careers because they wanted to give their children a better life. That's why, perhaps, and they became latchkey kids.
But can I just offer a perspective? And when you were saying earlier that you said character, integrity, and morals are missing from the generation, I look at the generation, my generation, and what I see is on a different spectrum. I see things like discipline. I see things like focus. Okay. I see things like understanding, knowing who we are. Okay. You know, that part is what I see. Let's take
each one of those. The first one you said was what?
Discipline.
Discipline. That's missing in our children's lives now.
Right.
The children are disciplining the parents. The parents are trying to discipline people in society. Society is trying to discipline. It goes. It's running uphill to the government, where no one really knows what their role is because all of it has been misplaced.
Right.
Whereas if a teacher spoke to you when you were in high school or elementary school, you you got a spanking. You got one when you got home. We don't have the time. I don't think they have the skill set.
But you know, spanking things are kind of relative, because I know people who got their butt beat, they got spanked, they got rocked, they got this, they got that, and they still ain't no good. They still ain't turned out to be more than a bag of rocks and coals and bricks. And then I know people who have not and have still grown into people with high moral aptitude, high character.
Because some people have been so beat down and castigated. And these tapes won't turn off in some people's head.
That's it.
And then we have some mental issues.
That's it. There's pieces that are missing as well. It's not just the discipline and the spanking itself.
Yeah, and because any child, if I don't care who they are, kids want discipline. They want to know that I have boundaries. Right.
And discipline doesn't have to be hitting someone.
No, it doesn't.
It doesn't have to be that, but just the concept of discipline. When I think about discipline, I think about the fact that, remember, I was supposed to go back to work and I didn't go back to work. So that for me is like, okay, you know, you're building this muscle. This is a muscle. Discipline is a muscle. When you get up and you exercise, when you get up and do your yoga, when you get up and even pray in the morning, it requires discipline. So that's one of the things that I see missing.
But we don't understand discipline.
No.
And you can't give or experience what you've never been taught or seen. Yeah. Because what happens then, is that you end up creating.
You create it.
What you think.
You create it.
And then you walk around as a maladjusted person.
But, so, do you think that the error is in the creation? Because if I create the family that I never had, right, that I never seen before, even after I created it, I can still adjust it. Once I realize, oh, I created it this way, but these things need to be added.
It has to be in the embryonic stages. The only way you can change is if that person realizes that I'm in error in my life.
Okay.
And they want to do it.
Right.
You, from the time a child is conceived to 7 years old, that personality is shaped. And if you don't train it within that, you can forget it until they are experiencing an interaction with other people who are doing and saying the things that they want. It's harder to train an adult than it is a child. So we need to start here. I see so many adults who never had parents, who had such a traumatic lifestyle, who were just poor. And when they became accomplished, they made it up as they went along. If I get married, I need to have a white woman. Or I need to have a woman with long hair, or a high yellow woman. Or I need to have a person who has a career. We make it up and then I'll be successful. Because there are a lot of black men who think they become successful when they're with a white woman and they're accomplished. But you can't give what you never received. So you walk around thinking and creating this lifestyle, and then one day you get this epiphany because life has taught you a lesson that you're a black man with a white woman. She called you a nigger one time. You ready to kill her. And then society is teaching you a lesson all along, that you have to be a superstar just to be considered average. So I think, and I'm proud, this is a poem that I used to teach my students. I'm proud to meet a person who's proud that he is black. One who is conscious of his color and appreciates the fact of being black. But I'm proud to meet a person who's proud that he is white. You see, every man has a color and every color is all right. But I'm proud to meet a person who truly understands that God makes the color and only character makes the woman or man. It doesn't matter what's on the outside, but it does matter what's on the inside. And some of us are walking around so decayed on the inside.
Empty.
That's it.
Empty. But, and if I can add, I when you say something like, they say that baby boomers didn't raise their children, what I hear from that is that there are some missing pieces in the upbringing of this particular generation, because if we're all suffering from the same types of things, then it's not us as an individual, it's the collective. And a lot of what I've observed has really been in emotional intelligence. A lot of what I have observed in my generation, not knowing how to process trauma, not knowing how to deal with it, not needing to express it, because we were the first ones that started to understand expression is important. Saying how you feel is important. It's important to be heard. It's important to get it off of your chest. But we weren't equipped with proper words or proper understanding of how, well, what do we say? How do I say that?
Because it's systemic. It goes back to slavery.
For sure.
We were taught, keep your mouth closed.
Exactly, and that was the beginning. That's what I'm saying. So three generations of keep your mouth closed, and then the first generation, us, of say what's on your mind, and we confused. We don't know what am I supposed to say? And then we say the wrong thing. Then we deal with backlash. Don't you say that? Now we get slapped. Now after you get slapped, you're like, well, should I not say nothing? Because they tell me express myself, and now I'm confused, and now that leads to mental disorder because you're having a conversation in your head because it's not safe to have it outside. There's so many elements that has went into this generation being dysfunct.
Yeah.
And that's in the like you said, in the embryonic stages, in the upbringing.
And now it's going where they're even with the laws, they're trying to hush women's mouths, even now.
Yeah.
And make us third-class citizens.
Mm-hmm.
But once you open a can, it's difficult to close it back again.
Yeah.
So there's going to be some struggle, some adverse reactions to a lot of the things that's happening in our society. But I know that black women are strong.
Yeah, we are.
They are the most, civilization came from her. Yeah. And that's why a lot of the history that, with all of the racism that we deal with and all of the ills of our society, they don't want it told. Because the real history is that there is nothing on earth that has been created that wasn't initially created by a black man or woman. It has been lost, stolen, or strayed. And I think if we only knew, and then you don't want to teach history because there's been so many lies. I can't think of her name, Jane. Bev, did I tell you about that lady, Jane, the blue-eyed discovery and the brown eye? She's a Caucasian lady. And she goes, white folks need to really tell the real history.
Is that the one I sent you on WhatsApp?
Yeah, but I told you I've seen her before. Yeah, I can't think of her name, Jane.
You mean the historian?
She is a historian.
She's a little slim.
Yeah.
She's the one who talks about the map. And says that they made the map look smaller. They made the countries look smaller on the map to deceive us. Because when I got to I got to Brazil, I was like, the map is wrong. As soon as I got to Brazil, I said the map is wrong.
What part of Brazil did you go to?
I went to Salvador, Bahia.
Oh, Bahia, but I was in Bahia, Brazil.
That is the place to go.
Oh, your brother, you are telling me they love me there. They love me, but they didn't like
Salvador.
The food is amazing.
Everything.
No preservative.
They didn't like who? Okay,
Everything
but you
is
could
amazing.
be right here. The water's clear as the one you
It's
look at,
beautiful
you're
there.
drinking.
Yeah.
The next it could be teal or blue, and the food. I go, oh my God.
Yeah.
And then I went to the Diamond District. It was under machine guns and M45s or whatever the guns are.
The Diamond District?
Yes, honey. They have a Diamond District that you go with. This guy who lives there, Joel, he took us in areas that people don't normally go in. I have 3 carat. I have stuff that would cost me a lot of money here that I could get really nice there. And then we went in an area where
take this off.
You don't, please.
So we're not revealing your family jewels.
I know that's right. Yes, take it out.